Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival. I'm back and I'm grim. Well, yeah, probably today I'm pretty grim. It's one of those days. Now, I had a topic I was gonna share with you. One of those things I always think about while I'm driving. I do a lot of thinking while I'm driving. Sometimes I do a lot of listening to books and occasionally music, but mostly I do a lot of thinking because I spend roughly about 9 to 10 hours a day doing nothing but actually driving down the road. Spend about 2 hours a day sitting here doing absolutely nothing, and that's when I make my videos. And so, yeah, I have lots of topics I could talk about. I've done lots of research. I've read a lot. I know a lot about GMOs. I could tell you about conspiracies. School systems are starting up now. I could tell you all about indoctrination in schools and mindless drones and mental conditioning. I mean, I can go into 1,000 different videos here. I really could, because I do a lot of reading. I watch a lot of videos, and I pay attention to everything except for mainstream media and anything that's on a TV. I don't even own a TV. I don't even want to own a TV. I have a 32-inch monitor hooked to my computer. I guess you could kind of count that, but that actually is a computer monitor, not TV. A lot of people use TVs for computers. It doesn't look that good. So anyway, but that's besides the point. Point is, today's video is a whole about, probably me. I'm in a mood. I feel like giving up. I want to give up mood today. I wasn't in this mood earlier today, but it kind of hit me right about halfway through. I guess I'm not even halfway through my day yet, but anyway, about halfway through my trip here, it just, yeah. And ever since then, I just feel like giving up. What's the point keeps running through my brain. It's every 5 seconds. What's the point? What's the point? I won't give up. It's not a part of my personality to give up. Every now and then there have been things I was forced to give up, or things I've needed to give up but didn't. There are things that I have had to give up, but I've never liked it, and unless I really wanted to get rid of something, such as I used to smoke cigarettes and I really didn't like it anymore and I really wanted to stop, so one day I just stopped and I never smoked again, and I never have, and that's been 8 years ago. I stopped out of just, what do they call it, cold turkey. I just stopped. I woke up that day and I said, I'm not going to do this anymore, and I didn't, and I never have again. Willpower and self-determination and self-control and knowing thyself, which is why I know today that I feel like giving up. It's also why I know that I won't. But I guess it's an odd feeling to want to give up. I wouldn't even say that I want to give up is how I can explain it. It's more like I want to be able to give up. I want to be able to just kick back and watch the world go by and just be left out of it. I really do. That's the kind of mood I'm in today. And it's nobody's fault I'm in this mood. It's just circumstances of life. Certain realizations that hit you in certain times that, I don't know. But to transfer in a survival situation, if you were ever in this type of mood while in a survival situation of any type, it would be very bad for you. You would probably not survive whatever you are going through at that particular time if you allow yourself to succumb to these kinds of feelings and to be in this kind of mood where it just doesn't matter at this particular moment, and it would be so easy just to give up. I'm not quite that far into it. I'm at the point where I wish I could. I wish I could give up. My personality just doesn't let me. It never has. It's kind of annoying sometimes. But I don't know. I've made this video twice already. I ramble a lot in both of them, and I don't like it, so I turn it off and I try again. So I'm probably about to the point where I'm going to start rambling in this one. We'll see if this one lasts. It might not. So I made this video, or not this video, but this YouTube channel to, it was basically an experiment, personal experiment. I was reading a business book on how to start businesses, and then I read another business book, and I read about 4 or 5 of them so far, and I keep going. Well, I'm not actually reading them, I'm listening to them on Audible because I have an Audible account. Audible does not pay me to say that, but hey, if they wanted to, I'd be happy to take their money. Don't get me wrong. I work in a truck. I mean, yeah, I'll take anybody's money. Why not? But anyway, I listen to a lot of books, and one of the things I found in common with all the people that have started successful businesses, they're all very social, very confident people. They have the ability to walk up to somebody and start a conversation like a normal everyday conversation. They have the ability to have a prolonged conversation with strangers, to tolerate people's ignorance. I don't have most of these abilities. I wouldn't say antisocial, because I'm not against being social. I am not social. I just don't have any practice at it because it's been a very long time. For over 5 years now, I've been driving trucks, and I've been an over-the-road truck driver, which means this part here there wasn't a window. There would have been a bed back there, and the truck would have been a bit bigger. But yeah, you don't interact with a lot of people when you drive 10, 12 hours a day, when you work 14 hours a day in an isolated situation like this. So I'm not very social because I'm out of practice. So one of the confidence building things that they claimed that I should do, and this one was taking it to the extreme, was to walk into the middle of a crowded restaurant or a crowded fast food or like a Starbucks, and during lunch hour, lay down in the middle of the floor, count to 5, get back up, or count to 10, or whatever it was, get back up and go about your normal business. Just draw a bunch of attention to yourself is basically how that works. And I have never been the type of person that wanted to draw attention to myself. I've always been more incognito. The gray man concept really appeals to me. I would like to, be the gray man. Of course, the way I dress, I'm not currently, but I have other clothes in the bag. But yeah, the reason I started this was an experiment. It was basically my way of opening up more to strange people, but what it has become is me talking to myself. So it has helped a little bit because I'm a little more social. I try to be more social when I go into truck stops and gas stations and whatnot, and I try to interact more with the cashiers or people around me, and try not to think that everybody's completely insane and stupid, because I have that problem. It's not that I pass judgment on people, because judgment is bad, which judgment is the hardest thing I think for any Christian to do, is not to pass judgment. In my opinion, it's one of the hardest, okay? So, and that's for me personally, because I find it to be hard, because I think a lot of people are stupid. I'm not going to say it. Anyway, yeah, don't get me started. So I think that way about general population, and it's not any individual that I ever single out and say you are an idiot, although unless they almost ran me over or almost caused me to die in this truck, which happens about once a day at least. But in a social setting, I try to just remember that it's crowds of people that really bother me, because the more people that are gathered together, the lower the IQ. This has actually been studied and a proven fact. So I avoid crowds of people, and that includes Walmart and things like that. But when I'm forced to be in a social situation, I'm trying to be more social. And that's what the point of the YouTube channel was, is to teach myself to be a little more open and talk a little more. So in doing that, I'm making this video here where I've now been rambling for 4 minutes, since I said that the other 2 videos I've been rambling in. So the point of all this was to just be more social. And it helps a little bit, but mostly I feel like I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I mean, I'm literally looking at myself talking. How is that not talking to myself? Even though I'm posting it for other people to see, I'm still talking to myself. So there's got to be some level of insanity involved. That's my opinion. I wonder if other YouTubers have that problem, where they feel like they're just sitting there talking to themselves. But anyway, it was a YouTube channel I watched that recommended the video, or the book that I read, that got me thinking that I needed to be more social, because I actually am starting a business that I won't talk about on YouTube, because there's no point to that. It's not that kind of business. But anyway, yeah, more confidence and more social. That's what all the business people have in common. So wish me luck, because it's not an easy thing for me. It's not. But like I said, I'm trying to be a little more open, and I am feeling like giving up today. Not just giving up on life in general, but just giving up on the goals that I have, I guess you could say. I have different goals in different categories. I categorize my goals by level of priority. And the last couple of weeks, my priority has switched to different goals as to what it was previous to that. And suddenly it switched back today, which caused odd feeling, I guess, odd thoughts. I don't know how to explain it. It caused everything to be thrown out of balance, I guess, and for that reason, I've started having this feeling like I just want to just give up. I wouldn't call it overwhelmed, but it's just like, what's the point? Is the question that keeps running through my head. So I'll get through it though. By tomorrow, I'll be fine. I'll go have a beer later. Beer's good. Maybe a beer. Maybe a shot of whiskey. You know, a lot of Christians say you shouldn't drink. Have you ever read the book of Genesis? Did you ever read the story of Noah? Just saying. But anyway, that's grim enough for me today. I think it's been pretty grim. I haven't had a good grim video lately. Everybody's gonna die. There, that's about as grim as I'm gonna get today. Bye.